Alright, good morning, folks. I think this is part 7 of Unemployed to Full-Time Trader. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit more throughout this breakdown. Just so you guys have an idea of what's going on, what's going through my head, what I'm looking for, all that good stuff. Hang on, let me just close all these. Okay, so as of now, I'm looking for sales. Reason why is because I base off my market bias off of the 4 hour, 2 hour, and the 1 hour. And right now the 2 hour is bearish and the 1 hour is also bearish, at least for me. And the 4 hour is still bullish. So there's two bearish time frames, which means it's high likelihood that for today we're gonna go down. Where am I expecting price to go down to? So we had this huge push to the upside on Friday. I'm expecting price to come down somewhere in the middle of this big gap. So there's a big gap on the 4 hour. Oops. So if I'm gonna take profits, I'm either gonna take profits in between these levels or maybe even here on this TP1 for the day. So now we're just kind of waiting. We see prices also taking liquidity as well on these highs. For all we know, it could try to hunt these levels up here and then try to flip back down. Right now, what I'm looking for though is a break of structure on the 5 minute. So I would need price to do something like this, basically. Boop, and then I just take the retest. All right, so that's market open right now. It's 9:30. Let's see what price does here. Again, for all I know, we could be hunting up here, up in these highs. So let's see what happens. So yeah, if anything, like I could look for sales above here if price just makes structure, right? Something like this, and then it breaks that structure to the downside, and I just take the retest. That's basically all we're looking for. And we only take 5 minute retest. I don't like to do the 1 minute. 1 minute, it's not as respected as the 5 is. So I'm curious to see what happens here. I've also tested a strategy where if price inverses like this gap, for example, you could hit sell, but I don't like that one as much. Look, so it looks like it's starting to go down. Yeah, this is a perfect liquidity grab up here, up in these areas. Okay, that's a pretty big push to the downside. That's even better. Even if we close below here, if I could mark this. That would be pretty good. On my live account, I'm also taking a trade here on Euro USD. So the reason why I'm taking this on my live is just because I could trade S&P, but the charts just look super weird. They don't even look the same. So I'm just trading Euro USD on my live as we speak. So for those of you guys who may not know, just to give you guys some context, I have a 10K funded account, which it's funded. Like I completed the challenges, both phases, phase 1 and phase 2. I still haven't been able to make my first withdrawal because they have a 40% consistency rule. Basically, the way they base that off of is on my best trading day. My best trading day was a day where I made $414. So for me to be able to make my first withdrawal, I have to basically make this amount in profit. Once I make this amount, then I could withdraw this amount. That's basically how that works. And I didn't know that. If not, I would have obviously lowered my best trading day. So that, that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We're about 4% up in the account. We are missing around 6%. 6% to be able to make that first withdrawal. And then, on top of that, I'm also trading a 100K account, which that one I have not passed yet. I'm still in phase 1, and I'm taking basically the same trades that I'm taking here on this 10K. Yeah, as long as we close below here within the next 2 minutes, I'm looking for trades. Potential entries for sure. Even a 1 minute closure is good here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. To be fair, ideally we kind of close like below these areas and we make a gap here, but it looks like we're not gonna make the gap. I have to be very careful with TPs though, because like TPs are super like this is. I mean, if I catch all of this, that's a lot of ticks there. Yeah, even okay, it's not a horrible entry. So if I get an engulfing, I could potentially enter off of this next candle. So this next candle closes below here, the body of this candle. I just hit sell and then I put my stops around 5 ticks. So like, yeah, ideally we don't go higher than this, but it'll be like somewhere here or something. But let's see. I have to remember on my 100k account I have to hit sell twice. Let me see on the 5 how it closed. So the 5 did close engulfing, which is kind of good. Like, the thing is, I don't want to hit sell yet. I need to see. So we know price took all this liquidity. Let's just delete all of this. Well, actually, let's just keep that top one. Okay. I don't know if I hit sell off of this though. Like, I think I'd rather wait for price to make an FVG or some type of entry. I think if price closes above here, I would just have to wait for price to come back down to these areas and then take the retest. Because once again, price could easily be hunting above these highs here. Or hunting these highs, rather. You could argue there was entries here to buy. But yeah, I don't like to go against my market bias. It's just, it usually never pays off. Like, yeah, there's times where like you could have taken an entry there, but I just have to be patient. That's it. Looks like my live trade is not going so well. Kind of sucks because I'm trading a pair that I'm not. Yeah, I shouldn't even trade. I think on my live, because I'm trading a pair that it's not even, that I'm not super familiar with. Okay. Alright, so we're blowing up here. So this is kind of good. Because now, once we inverse this gap, we could potentially look for entries there. We'll see. We'll see what price gives us here. Either entries there or entries below here on the closure above below here. So I could pretty much just delete all this stuff. Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm a hold. Like if I were to get in, I don't think I'm gonna hold it all the way to here. Cause like, yes, my market buy is bearish for today, right? Like I'm expecting price to go a little bit deeper within this FEG. But overall, like in the bigger time frames, like you could look at the daily. You know, market's pretty bullish as well. So okay, so we just hit this gap. Okay. Curious to see if we could inverse the gap. We didn't quite take the highs here. Because we took these 1 minute highs. Okay, this is a good inverse. Never mind. Yeah, I'd rather wait for confirmation. And technically, it's not inversed yet. It just filled the gap. Let's say we get, if we get a bullish candle here and then the next candle is engulfing below this gap, I could maybe enter off of that. So like, I mean, it's probably not gonna happen, but like if this candle, okay, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. But like, let's say this next candle, you know, this candle closes bullish like how it is right now. Oh my god, computer's so slow. And then the next candle comes out and it's a bearish candle that closes engulfing below this gap. It's potential entries there, man. Because we inverse the gap and we also are getting in off of an engulfing candle. And we're also breaking structure. So like if that happens here, this is also really good stops as well. Yeah, I feel pretty safe with these stops. So if that does happen, I'm getting in, by the way. So any price that goes below here. Within this 1 minute candle. Looks like it's not gonna happen. It's about 20 seconds left. Yeah, I don't see that happening as of now. Yeah. Okay. I mean, same theory applies here if it happens on this candle, but I need this candle to close below this gap, basically. That's like the biggest thing right now. Oh, we took the L on the live account. Yeah, I think I should just not even trade you know, pairs that I'm not familiar with. Okay, so we just took that liquidity up here. So there's a new 5 coming out in 1 minute. I mean, this is a bullish candle, but yeah, nah. I still need price to. I was thinking like maybe I could get in on the engulfing on that. I don't want to. It's printed out as a bullish candle on the broker of the fund that I'm using. Okay, wait. Hang on now. I might just get in off of this, boys. If we close like really like below here. Okay, it did not happen. There's like an orange folder, by the way, at 10 a.m. Yeah, orange folder at 10 a.m. Ooh, we need this to be inversed. I think since this is a new 5. Oops. Since this is a new 5, I might wait for the retest on the inverse. We'll see. Okay. This is good. This is good. Really good stuff right now. Yeah, I want to say I'll get in, but I'm not in yet, boys. Yeah. I'm trying to see how it reacts off of this gap now that we inversed it. Okay, there's a bit of a reaction there. Honestly, yeah, I'll just wait now. Basically, what I'm gonna wait for is the engulfing off of this. So if this next candle comes on and engulfs this, we're in the green light to take a trade. And then I'll just put my stops like above here or something. Worst case, I would have to put my stops above here. If it pushes too much. But yeah, I need to see the engulfing though. If no engulfing, I'm not getting in. I'd rather wait for the 5 minute at that point. Okay. We see the engulfing, so. Oh shit. That's kind of annoying. Alright, so we're in. I'm gonna put my stops above here. So we're in on this right about here, and we're putting our stops above these areas here. boys. Let me lock in real quick, cause. Okay. So I think we have stop loss on everything. Okay, we do. Looks like we're about to hit it, maybe. I have my stops like right about here. Yeah, there's quite a bit of volume. This is so weird. Like the way the broker's moving right now is kind of crazy. I expected more of a drive here, honestly. There was no drive there. We need price to break below these lows, really. Once we break this low, we should see a drive, but the issue is going to be getting there, right? If this 5 minute could just drive, man, that would be so huge for us. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna go up here. There is a bit of spread. Okay. So it looks that's kind of a good sign. Let's see if this candle can reflip. Yeah, this kind of sucks. These entries do kind of suck now because I was expecting a bigger drive from this 5 minute. By the way, I extended my stops up to above these highs because there is some spread right now on the S&P. So I just, added like another tick on there. And either way, these are safer stops above here. Hopefully we're just making a top wick to then reflip and come down and break the lows. Yeah, that's not good. We just broke the 1 minute highs. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this next candle just drives up. Mm-hmm. So choppy. Look at this. Just it's 3 minutes left. Um, let's see if we can survive this 5 minute. If we can, there's a chance that 10 a.m. comes in and flips it. There's a small chance, but if we don't survive this 5 minute, we might be cooked. We'll see. Oh shit, boys. This is the last 1 minute. Yeah, this looks so cooked. Nah, it's cooked because either way, if we do survive it, it's just cooked, bro. Because um, yeah, it's gonna stop me out. Fuck. Yeah, stop me out right there. Cooked, boys. Got cooked. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think probably my mistake was I was expecting where did I get in? I got in off of this 9:45. So I got in off of this candle. So I was honestly expecting a bigger drive off of this candle. Let me see something. So I think I may look for another entry. Thinking below these lows. I think it's like it's just every time that I do this, I just lose. Either sometimes I do get lucky, but typically I just lose the trade, and it's when I just don't wait for the actual closures of the candle. Like instead of me waiting for the closure below these lows, I just got in off of off of like an engulfing, thinking that it was gonna keep driving down. So yeah, that's what I should have done, and that would have 100% avoided the yell, because I would have waited for the closure and then look for a retest, and so you can see it didn't close below. I mean, right now we hunted all the highs that we expected price was gonna hunt. That's why I'm still looking for entries. I'm looking for entries below these lows. So basically, I'm just gonna wait for this 5-minute closure. As long as it closes below here, we could look for a potential entry off of the retest on this. And then I'll call it a day after that. But it's just like it's every time that I do that. When I don't wait for the retest, or don't wait for the break of structure and just thinking that it's gonna break, when in reality I should just wait to get the confirmation that it is gonna break. Because like what I was expecting from this 5-minute candle was like, okay, we broke on the 1 minute, there was like an engulfing somewhere in there, and then I got in off of that. I was expecting this candle to just keep driving down, potentially break these lows, and so that's why I got in there. But I think like it's all about what's the highest chance, what's the highest probability. So it's like just wait for the closure, because you would have avoided this L if you just wait for that closure there. But yeah, that does suck. It is what it is. Just have to get better at that. Just have to be a little bit more patient. Just a little bit more patient. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna wait until like 10:30 or something, and if nothing, I'm done for the day. Okay, so this is a new 5. It looks like you just already had like a nice clean drive today. Yeah. Wow. I would have probably gotten enough of this right here. Yeah, so ES30 did what I wanted S&P to do today. Just wanted for a break of structure, retest, then flip down. This is such a like shitty volume. Like volume is kind of dying down. So yeah, I'm waiting until 10. I think 10:30, maybe 10:45 if I see the possibility. Yeah, I really don't see this candle coming up now because we just broke highs. We took liquidity. We should have kept driving, but instead we're flipping like this. I don't know. It's just weird. So 1 minute left on this. If I hope this creates structure like this, and then if we get a closure below, we'll take the entries off of this. Yeah, this first L, It's about 1.3% on that L, so it does kind of suck, not gonna lie. Alright, so we now wait another 5 and we'll see how this closure and like, man, the issue is like, the issue for today has been like, the only reason I took this L is just because I didn't wait for my actual entry confirmation. Like, the overall trade wasn't incredibly horrible. Like, it kind of still made sense based on my strategy, but I'm trying to force things rather than like let the markets, give me those plays. So like here, I forced the trade thinking that it was going to keep driving down, when in reality I should have just waited for the actual closure right below this candle. Once we get the actual closure, then I could look for entries within this level. But rather than me doing that, I got enough of this candle because I was trying to force the trade, and I expected the candle to keep driving, when it's like, okay, you could expect things as a trader, like that's totally cool, but the market's gonna do what the market's gonna do. You can't, like, and there's no reason for you to try to expect things when in reality you should just wait for the market to give you the opportunity. So yeah, that's where I messed up, and that's the only real reason why I took this L when I shouldn't have, really. So like, my first trade should be like now, right around this time. But yeah, what I'm waiting for is pretty much that closure on that gap, or not the closure on the gap. I'm waiting for this price to basically break below here, and then I just take the retest. Simple as that. Where's the 4-hour flip? Okay, so this is the 4-hour flip. Okay, so there's about a minute left. Okay, this is good. Now that if we close below here, then I could look for potential entries off of this. Unless, yeah, if there's a gap somewhere now. Okay, so next 1 minute's gonna be pretty big. Hopefully it doesn't drive up. Hopefully it stays like around where it's at now. Okay, so we got the closure. we're just looking for the engulfing, and we'll get enough of that. Well, no, my apologies. Looking for ideally a retest above these highs, or on these levels, and then the engulfing. Okay, so it looks like we got the retest. Now we could look for entries. Okay, so we are in around these areas. We're setting up a stops above those highs. Stops are pretty good. Let me actually give it a bit of padding just because of spread. Okay. This is kind of crazy, no? Yeah, it's a crazy TP. Because I could set it up to here. But I feel like on the 4-hour flip, we're just gonna keep driving. Yeah, I'll set it up to here. Like, let's set it up on 20 even. It's kind of a crazy one, I know, but that's what I'm looking at. So this is good. We waited for the break, which was here. We waited for the retest, which is here, and then we waited for the engulfing, which is here. In general, it's a good trade. Let me make sure I have stops on everything. Yep. Yeah, this next 5 has to try to come down and break these lows or these lows. Like what I'm expecting is if we do reach down to here to the 4 hour flip, I'm expecting a pretty nice drive to the downside. If we reach here first, right? Like that's the big question. Mm. Okay, so we basically set our TP right here on this line. Okay. I think on the 4 hour flip, I can maybe break even. This is not good. This candle flipping like this is not a good idea. Not a good thing for us. And we got a good thing. Scooby Doo 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 doo. This should have been our first trade though. Like, I don't know. I just like to put myself in these shitty spots, bro. I don't know. I don't know what it is about me and not being able to like 100% of the time just stick to my strategy. I don't know what it is. Wow, look how clean it was today for US 30. This is crazy. Like, I could have entered off of this. I wish I woulda coulda, right? I wish I woulda coulda. I think as long as we could survive this 5 minute, we should see a nice drive on the next 30-minute candle here. That's coming up at 10:30. So yeah, like right now, all we need for price to do is just to stay around this range. Like I wouldn't mind it. If the next 30 comes, it should theoretically see a nice drive to the downside, and then hopefully we could get the 4 hour flip, because that's what I'm looking forward to. On that 4 hour flip, there's gonna be a lot of, it's gonna be some nice volume there. Again, yeah, we have to survive this 5 minute. Oh my god, bro. Price is tweaking right now, bro. Tweaking. Literally same situation that I was in last time, or last trade. I just have to survive this 5 minute. This 5 minute candle here. Yeah, we're gonna have to call it a day, obviously, after this trade. Yeah, there's super choppy today though, huh? Like there's been, there's a nice like drive to the upside, but besides that, it's been super choppy. Look at these wicks, man. And the whole point of me switching it up to the S&P is because like US 30 is usually the one that's super volatile, and there's a bunch of wicks like this, but it looks like today was just a day for the S&P. Okay, so we survived the 5 minute. This is a new 30 candle. So a little bit of volume should come into the markets. Just a little bit. This is gonna be a long day, boys. I could just feel it. Oh god, dude. See, we're in a disgusting range, brother. Look at this 1 minute, guys. Look at this. This is disgusting. Disgusting, man. Yeah, I think I may do kind of like a mix of like I'll look at both markets, break down both markets, and then just see which one gives me the cleanest entry, right? Like this was just like so clean right here, man. Like the entry was here, literally, off of this candle. Like I would have entered here, guys, just so you have an idea. I would have entered here and then, I don't know, set up my TPs. Probably somewhere around these lows, somewhere around here, maybe a little bit steeper into this gap. Cause on the 30, yeah, it's probably somewhere around here, honestly. At least I would have been in profit, In this situation, it's like, what am I even looking at here? I don't know what I'm looking at, I'm gonna be honest. Bro, this is crazy, actually. Holy crap. Honestly, I'm kind of tired today of the markets. I don't care. Like, I just needed to do something right now. I truly don't care, bro. Like, just do something. This is so crazy. Holy crap, bro. Two hours left on this. 20 minutes left, I mean. Man, this is so like. Well, the issue why is annoying is because I already took that first L, and that's my fault. That's completely on me. If I I wouldn't be as annoyed if I wouldn't have taken that first L, because I would just, wouldn't really mind whatever happens here. But since I took that first L, like I'm, it would suck even more to take this L, basically. But yeah, it's completely my fault. Like I put myself in this situation. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, boys. Looks pretty bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start looking at both markets, the US 30 and the S&P, and whichever gives me the cleanest entry, I'll just get in. Because, like, for example, on Friday, I got a super clean entry off of the S&P, but then US 30 was like, it wasn't choppy, but it was just like, it didn't give me the entry, basically. It's kind of like the same thing that happened today. Like, I didn't get the entry until now. And like at this time, as you can see, volume is just completely dying down. This is a long trading day, man. It's already been an hour. Bro, like, what am I watching? Look at this. Look at this week. What week? Look at this wicks. Like, that's crazy, no? Okay, we may finally see something out of this market. Okay, what the hell am I watching here, boys? The key level that we need to break is this one right now. So we're about to break it, I think. We'll see. Oh, it's just about, it almost broke it. To be honest, as long as we get a closure below these levels, I'm pretty happy with this candle. Let's get this closure below here, come on. Give me this at least. Come on, dude. Oh my god, bro. Shit, this is some bull, bro. This is some bull. Well, didn't get the closure that we wanted, but at least we closed below here, which is a good thing. Still hoping price breaks below here. Okay, so we finally got the break below those lows. Our next goal for price is to come down to here. This forward flip would be so huge. Okay, so we broke those lows. I don't think we're gonna break these hourly lows. Pretty far off, and there's 12 minutes left. I don't really see that happening, to be honest. So if we come down to here, to this level, break these lows, I'm probably gonna try to move my stops to break even at that point. Just because again, I don't know. Let's see if it breaks those lows. Surely, right? What the hell is that? Yeah, this is not. Why do you do this to me, man? It's gonna hit my freaking stop loss. Yo, isn't that crazy? Like, what the hell am I watching, boys? Yeah, it's just gonna drive here off of this 5. Oh my god. Well, we learned something new. Which, well, one, I have to, for sure, start waiting for my actual entries. Okay. Instead of like trying to force the trade, I should just let the trade happen and then go in, right? The thing that we learned new is that, okay, so I could potentially, what I could try to do is just trade both markets, the US 30 and the S&P, and just go in based off of the one that gives me the cleanest entry. So ideally you want to trade within like 9:30 to 10:30. That's like, where you want, that's when you want to get your positions in, because that's where the volume is. So in US 30, we see price opens, there's this there's like a big push to the upside, taking liquidity on the left hand side, and then we see a break below here. So as soon as we see that, I'm looking at both markets, looking for price to make structure to then break below a low, to then take the trade on the retest. As soon as we see that, we could just, okay, we saw this happen on the US 30. Okay, so now we're going to transition to the US 30 market, because this is, it's a cleaner entry, not because of what prices given us necessarily, just because more of the time. Like, I want to trade with the volume. That's when the strategy works best, with the volume. So the fact that it's given us this trade like at 9:45, basically, it gives us this trade right here. Boom, engulfing to the downside. You take sells off of that, and then you put your stops, I don't know, above that high, and then, like, I don't know, TP could be anywhere, right? So yeah, that's something that we learned. Like, we could trade both markets, and we just go in based on the one that gives us the best entries. Whereas today, like S&P, as you can see, it has been so choppy, so horrible to trade. It gave us this, but it was at 10:10 when it could have been on this at like 9:45, basically. And US 30 is typically more volatile, so there's always going to be a bit more volume on US 30. But yeah, as far as this goes, this is just pretty bad. As well as like this first entry that we had, which I think was somewhere on here. Let me look on the 1 minute. I think it was this entry right here. We entered off of this. I think I put my stops above. I think I got in somewhere here. I think I put my stops above here. It was there? I think it was there. I'm not too sure, but it was somewhere around there. Pretty bad entries because I didn't wait for the actual closure below that support level, or this below these lows here. So what I should have done is I should have waited, and as you can see, it never closed below it. I would have avoided that L. I would have potentially entered on this trade, but it would have just been, if I do take the L, it would have just been 1 L rather than 2, right? So like now it's like way more stressful for me to lose this trade because I already took it now. So this is good. I learned a lot today. Even though it was an L day, I did learn a lot. I think like that's gonna be a good thing, like trading both markets. Because there's, for example, I noticed that on Friday, bro, we had a super clean entry on the S&P. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Extremely clean entry on the S&P. Friday. Okay, it was right here. It was off of this. So we see price breaks above this range, right? Or no, sorry. It was down here. My bad. Yeah, it was here. Okay, so look. We see price break above this little range here. See if I can mark it. Right here. 9:30 comes in. It gives us like the perfect engulfing candle, and we took a W. I think we closed somewhere around these areas. But that's because like it gave us such a good entries. Whereas you look at the okay, so this is 9:30. Okay, perfect. Whereas you look at US 30, we have this incredible closure above here, but we never had the actual retest at 9:30. So there was like really no entries for me there ever. So the fact that S&P gave us that, you know what I'm saying? So like I could just trade both markets and just go in whichever gives me the good entries. Because I would have, let me see. Yeah, I would have looked for sells here as well. Because markets is in general pretty bearish. Pretty bearish on the 2 hour and the 1 hour. On the 4 hour it is bullish, and the daily is bullish and all that good stuff. But we trade intraday, so my market bias is based on the 2 hour, 1 hour, and 4 hour. that's just what I have to do, man. Just we learned a lot, for sure. I think that's gonna be a good. I think that's gonna increase our win rate by a lot, because this way I'm not stuck in this market. I'm not stuck in this one market that is super choppy, and I could just take the cleanest market for that day. You know what I'm saying? And like today was the cleanest market was this. I mean, you could even argue that there was potential entries here, like off of this. Boom. Yeah, potentially, you could have potentially enter off of this. Peer stops, I don't know, above here or something. And then, I don't know, DB 2 to 1. So it's like, yeah, just sucks. It just sucks that we took the wrong market. But hey, at least we learn. Learn from our mistakes. I think the one mistake that I haven't learned from is like just waiting for my confirmations for my entries. Like I feel like there has been many times where I just forced the trades to happen, and that's just not how it should be. Like I just forced the trades. Like in today in the S&P, like that first trade, I should have never taken that, but yeah, I should just never have taken that ever. I mean, it's pretty much cooked, I would say, because there's a new hourly coming up. Unless the hourly just drives down, but I doubt it. Based on how the market has been today. Never mind, it's just gonna drive up here on this last 1 minute. Oh, this is so cooked, bro. Look how this hourly closed. I mean, a wick fill would be insanely crazy, but unless we could somehow close below here. Yeah, it doesn't want to go down. It's like it's breaking the lows, but it's not really doing anything. It's just chilling within this area, so it's probably gonna break a high and then just freaking drive to the upside and hit my stop. Like a miracle literally needs to happen for me to be able to take a W here. Classic. Stop me out because of spread. Well, let's see how much I lost today. Okay, so I lost about 2.2% today. It's not good because my L's are starting to be bigger than my. Well, that's because I take 2 trades though. Let me see, I'm calculating my 100K. Yeah, 2.2%. Okay, so 2.2% for the day. Okay. Yeah, we were gonna stop that either way if spread wasn't a thing. So lessons learned from today. It's a couple of things, right? I mean, the thing is, like, did we? It's so weird. Yeah, I mean, trying to think like if there is any. To be honest, I could have probably broke even when we were down here. Because then like price starts breaking these highs. There's, I don't want to be in that. Yeah, I could have probably broke even on this one. But again, like taking that first trade, taking that first L, it pressures me to like try to make it back. That's just how my mind works. So I think the biggest lesson is one that I have to wait for my actual entry, right? So like if I'm waiting for a closure, I have to wait for the closure. There's no like ifs or but about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if I can mark the other trade that I took. Yeah, it's right here. So it was right about here. I think it was this candle. I think I had my stuff somewhere here. Same idea. But you see, like I just didn't wait for the closure below it. This L could have been avoided 100,000%. This L, on the other hand, it wasn't the most horrible one. It just sucked because I took this out. Like, funny enough, if I would have just lost here on this one, I would have only lost like 0.8% for the day. So there's two things that I'm gonna implement starting today. Well, really one thing that I'm gonna implement. That's gonna be I'm gonna start trading both markets, and I'm just gonna cause like, bro, today I would have looked at this and I would have been, okay, we're bearish, we're gonna be looking for sells. So literally all we're looking for is for price to do this, boom, 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 and then we just take the retest, right, to the downside. Which if you look on this candle or on this chart, it's right here. Like it does boom, 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 and then goes down, and then boop, retest on this candle right here, and then goes down. It's literally the same exact thing that happened there, right? So as soon as 9:30 opens, all we're looking for is for this, for price to make structure, to then break that structure, because we're looking for sells in this case. So that's good to know. I think that's gonna be a good thing. Truthfully, that's gonna be a good thing, because that way we're not stuck trading the shoppy market or the wrong market, you know. Yeah, I mean, besides that, I mean, it just looks like we were completely wrong about the direction of the S&P today. Yeah. In terms of buys, there was a possible entry here, right off of this candle. But even then, even buys look so weird today. Like, such a look at this. It's like we're just within this range. We're just chilling here. Just a shitty day to trade the S&P. That's it. Anyways, that sucks. But let me just show you guys the account. This is my 10K account. So you can see we lost 86 plus 139, about 2.2%, 2.2, 2.3% for today. Yeah. Anyways, it sucks. It puts us down. That puts us down quite a bit. But good news is it's the start of the week. Still gonna be plenty of opportunities in the next upcoming days. So hopefully we'll do better tomorrow once we implement those couple rules, and actually stay patient and wait for my entries rather than try to force it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's a pretty long one, but yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace.